My Worst Date. I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina.
That was a very high energy opening. I like it.
I don't know. So anybody who is not a patron won't have heard this, but we do need to discuss I am not of the three of us, I am the least conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
Please, you guys have to agree with me. I'm
Yes.
definitely
I would
one
say, yeah.
who
That's
is
true.
just like, let's be practical, guys.
Yeah,
and
meanwhile,
pushes my glasses up.
Me and Christina are in the corner like, are birds
Maybe.
real? Like, I don't know. Like,
They're like, what timeline are we in?
Exactly.
Except that the super collider did just happen to and CERN did happen to be turned on once again, and there's two new particles or whatever. Like, I don't know, but all I know is that on July 5th, some people are saying that we have been put into a new timeline, and the last
here's
time,
hoping.
I know.
and here's the last time they did this was right before President Trump became president. And I'm just saying, everything from the last time that it happened until July 5th has been an absolute garbage pile.
how has your week been since July 5th?
Kinda
Pretty
good.
Pretty
Really good.
Yeah.
How are we feeling?
I've
Yeah.
had a great week. Like,
Okay.
I woke up like cheerful the other day. Like, it's been weird, and it's been weird.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we should specify then that we are recording this a little bit early. So yeah, it's been,
If
by the
next
time
week
this
is shit,
episode
who
comes
knows?
out, I mean, who knows?
Oh, no.
Who
Yeah.
knows what could happen?
Right.
So, I mean, don't take us at our word. I'm not a scientist. I don't know.
I don't know.
Hey, I'm willing to give it the benefit
Me
of the doubt,
too.
because it's
Me
I would
too.
love to believe that is
Listen.
real. I will actually. I'm going to take that
sold.
with me.
Completely. I'm completely
Good
sold.
news? Yes, sure.
Sure. Mhm.
Sure, super
take
collider, great. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying it holds. I'm not saying it sticks.
But why not?
But
I'm
you know
gonna
what?
go. I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna
full
put that
in.
energy out there.
Yeah, I'm going full in on it, and
Yeah.
we're just gonna go with that we're on a different timeline, and that this timeline is better.
That's right.
Okay.
And this timeline, it is the Berenstein Bears, motherfucker.
Yeah, after this though, if frogs start falling from the sky
Oh.
or something, then we'll know for sure. We walk outside and it's like a plague. We're like, oh shit.
Let's
Well-
not say the plague word again.
We already have that going
I
on.
know.
Never
We
mind.
already
Sorry.
did that. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something new that I actually found this week.
Okay.
It's a brand new TikTok trend, which I want to share with you guys.
I almost
Okay.
spit my fucking wine out because I'm like, of all the TikTok trends.
It's called vabbing.
Okay.
You want to guess?
No.
I feel
Vabbing.
very old. The second the word vabbing came out of your mouth, I'm like,
Yes.
am I a million?
Vabbing. It is a poetic merging of the words vagina and dabbing.
I
So,
hate it.
Excuse me, Shani, I
Basically,
don't understand what
You
you're saying.
wear your vaginal fluids as perfume.
Fuck you.
You put your fingers inside yourself, dab your juice on your wrists,
Juice.
neck.
Please,
behind
juice,
the
do
ears.
not
Here's
call it
what
that.
the article says, okay? Your juice.
Wait, you guys haven't been doing this all your lives. Like, this is...
Cassie.
It made me think of when
I
I
just had a cold chill go through my entire body.
when I worked at
No.
the theater and we all had that communal dressing
Oh,
room.
you've told me about this woman.
Poor Paige. And I was like, when you're first being sexually active and you may not know how to take care of yourself very well, and you have that stink puss that just will literally permeate the
There's
room.
a horse bath.
It's
for a
like
reason.
Pigpen in Charlie Brown. It's just like a cloud of bad smell. Look, also, we've had this conversation. I think the last time we talked about this poor person was because we were having a conversation about feeling less than fresh.
Right.
It happens to the best of us.
Yes.
It does. Like
It's summer. We're back.
There are times like when I'm just like right before or during or right after my period where I'm like the pH balance, something is off.
Something's
and
off.
like no matter what I do, I feel like I can smell it. Like I'm just like
Girl,
no matter what
like
I do.
every time you go to pee, you're like, why do I smell this way?
And then it makes you
So
self-conscious.
So self-conscious.
And where I'm like, everyone can smell this.
And
right
so
now.
I can say, I can say with certainty that I will not be partaking in this trend. I don't feel like it doesn't smell like roses. Okay, it's not
it ain't summer fresh.
It's not a scent I want to take into the elevator with me. You know what I mean? I just why?
Yeah.
What's the purpose? Is it pheromones?
It's
Is it like
the
to attract-
pheromones.
Yeah.
People talking about it on TikTok reckon the pheromones from your puswa will help you attract partners,
wrote this?
and they
No.
swear by it.
Who wrote this article? That is
They said puswa.
your puswa juices.
Yes.
I hate it.
D. Salmon from some website, Triple J, wrote about this just yesterday, actually. So
I
it's
do not want to think about. Look. Let's
never
I
puswa.
like.
I love my Google alerts actually bring me this
Oh,
shit first and foremost.
Let's never call it poussoir.
What's happening?
because it's very close to poisson, which is fish.
Oh, yeah. I wonder.
I have to say, at this stage where things are kind of, for better or worse, opened back up, I am so fucking weird with people already. I was telling you too how a stranger hugged me like cheek to cheek in line.
Listen, and that person was 100% on Molly.
It's so weird to do.
That's how you know too, because in the last 3 years, when was the last person you hugged that you didn't actually? No one.
She hugged me twice.
No.
It was
Yeah.
very strange. And like I felt
she
her
put
cheek
something in your
skin
pocket?
against my
No,
cheek skin.
abso-fucking-lutely
I'm like, I
not.
don't know you. And it's very weird. We all just lived through a plague where we had to like wash our hands every 2 seconds. It's very strange. So the last thing I want to be thinking about is that the person giving me my change at Starbucks has their pussy juices on their wrist.
It makes me think of that. It's like you can't eat at everybody's house. Like,
And
Yep.
yeah, you're vabbing and then you're making me macaroni
No.
salad. Like, no.
So there is a professor that is interviewed from the University of Melbourne. He's
And
like,
this person was like, "What?"
they're like, humans don't have glands like dogs in order to detect the pheromones that are present. It's like, and he actually, I would love to see the email where someone asked him about this.
It was a heavy sigh and a hand to the face.
He's
right?
like-
he's just like, oh.
He's like, there's no research to suggest that vabbing works. And I mean, the article states like there are prominent other podcasters and YouTubers that swear by it that have been doing it for years. So
I need you to stop. I look. I don't want to be
every
thinking about
podcast
this.
event that we go to from now on.
How many hands have we shaked?
I'm looking squarely
You
at
have
every single person,
You have their pussy
and I'm
juice,
thinking that their pussy is on their wrist right now.
and now it's on yours because you shook hands with them. So
yep.
I hope you're cool with that.
I am all about like doing the elbow bump from here on out. Like that is just like I am through. I am
Can you
done.
imagine them like putting it on their neck, just like
like
know?
like ooh CKB.
We were actually in the car just talking. Cassie's got hand sanitizer out right now.
I just
We were talking, Cassie and I were talking in the car on the way to brunch because we did brunch with our girlfriends today. And we were talking about fragrances that define a generation. And I was talking
yeah.
about like
oh my god,
Clinique
that's so
Happy.
true. Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause
that's
I was
your
like,
generation
my
for sure.
generation
oh,
was
me
like-
too. Though I fucking
I do
that.
remember Clinique Happy.
And
I
Marc
was
Jacobs Daisy.
Daisy.
It was like those two were the ones.
CK1,
Yeah,
CKB,
I do not remember CKB.
Curve. All
I remember
the
Curve,
guys at
yeah.
our dance would always be soaked in fucking Curve.
Disgusting.
No,
Like-
ours was Eternity for Men or Dracar Noir.
Dracar Noir was
Whoa.
the scent of the 90s.
That was the sense of like junior high for
But
me.
you see, you had some pretty classy dudes. I'm sorry, my generation of guys were Axe body spray. Fully Axe body spray
you
everywhere
lost.
you fucking went. I know the bar was low.
I have to ask Tony almost immediately, if not sooner, what his cologne was.
I'm
in
sure.
junior high.
I feel like it was a Calvin Klein situation. That
that
That's-
strikes me.
yeah.
Totally. Yeah, CK1 for sure. That was because it was unisex, right? Everybody was like, it's unisex.
I'm fairly certain Eric was Dracar Noir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Chris was probably an Eternity for Men.
Yeah.
Or a CK1, to be honest. He's very liberal. I could see him being like, oh, I love something that's unisex.
I mean, but let's be honest though. At
That
the
was
time that
very
I was in
awful.
like middle school and like high school, I could not afford Clinique Happy. So if I ever smelled like Clinique Happy, it's because I was ripping the pages out of magazines and rubbing them on myself.
did that for sure.
yes.
I collected
100.
them in drawers, and I was like, "What do I want to smell like today?" J'adore, you know.
I was Bath and Body.
But
I was
that's
cucumber
exactly
melon.
it. I was Bath and Body, and I was like VS Sexy or whatever that body spray from Victoria's Secret was. It was like those two.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
anything kind of fruity, a little
Yeah.
cotton candy-ish. I was saying the other one that was Aqua di Gio.
Yes.
For sure.
I can smell that right now.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It has like such a freshness, almost like a crisp apple. There was also the one that was
In the
Ralph
apple
Lauren.
bottle?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that one
Ralph
too.
Lauren, I think, right?
I don't know, but I remember the
I think it was
bottle.
like Ralph Lauren apple or something like that.
God, what a
Oh
time.
my God.
Fragrances
Wild.
have come a long way. I feel like we've gotten less
Wow.
cheesy with fragrances.
That is absolutely false because the generation after you had the advent of like Britney Spears
Juicy.
getting into colognes, Paris
Juicy
Hilton.
Couture.
Juicy
I'm sorry.
Couture.
In middle school, J-Lo came out with Glow.
Oh my God, I remember
Glow
that.
by J-Lo.
Yes.
And I remember my friend Sienna was obsessed with J-Lo and had like the little bottle of Glow. And it was like, oh my God, you are premier, right?
Oh my God. That makes me think, and we'll have to talk about this some other time about like middle school treasures.
Oh yeah.
Like going back and like, anyways.
Did you have, or yeah, like where are you at in the signature fragrance of your life?
I'm in the post-COVID putting on deodorant phase.
Yes. Yes.
And like
Same. A
I'm
little
around
bit.
people, so I put on deodorant.
Yeah, I am deodorant, and I will up you one level by putting lotion on.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. A scented lotion.
A scented lotion.
Okay.
I've gotten into fragrances. I feel
Okay.
like I got into fragrances during COVID, which is like, what a bad time to start caring about that.
No, I actually heard there's some sort of study or something out there that is like on Zoom calls or something like that, something to make you feel a little bit more professional or whatever. A lot of people recommend putting fragrances on.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, and I was telling Cassie when we were having this conversation, I don't like buying big bottles because, first of all, they're like $200 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
Like, perfumes are so expensive.
Right.
And unless it's like a daily thing,
Yeah.
like a daily fragrance, I'm not going to use it all up. So I have a
me.
lot of little samples and I wear different ones for like different occasions. Like today I wore Chloe, but I also like the Lancome La Vie Belle is really nice. So I am in a fragrance place now.
Okay.
You know, I all know when we made it, when we have a My Worst Date fragrance. And it will not,
whoa.
not be vabbing.
It's not. What would that smell like? I
My
really.
worst date would smell like.
I love us. I love us so much. But
smoke, tears,
wine.
Cheers.
It smells like Sauvignon Blanc. That's it. Like,
but it's like yesterday's.
Yesterday's Sauv Blancs.
yeah, it's a little acidic. You're like,
Yeah.
it burns when I put it on. Actually, like, ow.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Well,
no.
speaking of, this is actually great because we've also been talking about Line Cook Summer.
Something else that burns.
Something else that burns for sure.
Oh, that is the name of this episode. Something that burns.
Yes, which is all about Line Cook Summer. I did a TikTok the other day.
And
because-
people related hard. The comments on that video are so
Relatable content.
funny.
Dude, relatable content.
Well, I mean, we've all gone through that period. I mean, like someone did comment and said, "Oh, I see we have all lived the
same
same
life."
life."
Yes,
and it's
we
like
have.
that date, that person that you date in your early 20s. The Line Cook Summer is a vibe. It's a whole ass mood where it is, you know, no fitted sheet. It's mattress on the floor.
Yeah,
It's
CEO itself.
yes.
Somebody put that like they have a traffic sign that they swear they haven't stole.
Right.
I know that guy.
Just one on the wall.
One
Yeah.
lumpy brown pillow with no pillowcase
Looking like a
on
Civil
it.
War bandage. I don't know who
I
commented that, but it
Just
was
full applaud.
so funny.
Oh.
So yeah, you know, I had made that TikTok because I had just started watching
Bear.
The Bear, which is actually it's a pretty entertaining show. I forget what it's on, Hulu or something.
I think
Yeah,
Hulu,
it's
yeah.
Starring Jeremy Allen White from Shameless, who is like
He's hot.
so hot.
He is
Yeah.
hot. It's like he's hot, but he gives you
It's a
a
bad
vibe that
decision.
like you are a bad decision personified. For sure, but I mean, but that's kind of it is the vibe of this
Yes.
year where it's like, and I think he's trash, but like your Machine Gun Kellys,
Yes.
your
Pete Davidson.
Davidsons, like those are
Travis
the guys.
Barker.
Travis Barker, those are the guys who are like kind of like in right now.
Yes, men as accessories. The vibe is Line Cook Summer.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely.
get yourself a line cook that you need to like kind of take care of a little bit.
Yeah, I'm feeling showers once a week. I'm feeling facial tattoos possibly.
I think it has a lot to do with how I think we all kind of feel about ourselves right now, which is that I don't really want to take a shower more than once a week.
If you're greasier than me, that's great.
Exactly, right? Like,
You look how I feel.
Exactly. And I don't want to put more effort than you're doing.
It's low effort. It's super cash. They never want to put a label on it. So it's.
You will smell though, because like they live in somebody's basement that is probably has black mold, and
it's
you don't know.
Touch of damp.
Yeah, it
moist.
smells moist in there. Yeah.
All right, so that has to be our FMK for this week. We're doing a line cook summer, so we'll throw Jeremy Allen White into it because he's kind of the epitome of it right now.
I don't want to go.
Literally.
I don't want to go with like Pete Davidson again because I feel like we've Marry, killed him enough. We got to retire him. I feel like he's got like his 5 jacket from SNL.
Done.
Yeah, enough. But I'm gonna go with Post Malone.
Oh, there you go.
He gives off that I don't give a fuck about anything energy.
The positive side of line cook summer is like it is going to be sex that you remember for the rest of your life. I don't know why, but it is. It's just the truth.
Yeah. Should I just bring up an ex-boyfriend now?
Sense of humor. It's a sense of humor too.
I do have to say, prior to Anthony, all of my boyfriends gave off line cook summer vibes. Like they were all like skinny white guys who made questionable decisions and smoked too much weed. Like it was like, oh no.
Define line cook in summer in a sentence. That is exactly right.
Yes, exactly.
But Anthony is not that.
He's not that at all. Yeah. But Post Malone he gives me like fun vibe. Like you're gonna have a good time with him. Like he spent like $5,000 on Postmates. Like I'm like, that's the energy I'm seeking.
I do have a feeling that Eric maybe 10 years ago might have been line cook summer.
100%.
Right?
He's a Pisces. Yeah. They grow out of it, but there's got to be a phase.
There's a reason we met each other when we did.
When you did. Exactly. Oh, man. Okay, so I'm going to go with a fellow Aries on this one. I'm going to go with Charlie Hunnam.
Oh.
Is he your birthday twin?
He is my birthday twin.
Sons of Anarchy.
And
he has that energy.
He's got the line cook who everybody wants to sleep with and does. Like everyone sleeps with him. Fine. You know that everyone has, all of the hostesses compare stories about fucking him because everybody has.
And there's always one that thinks that they're actually dating and you're like, oh honey.
Yeah. And even the older waitress that works there, she knows she's not going to get with him, but she's still kind of like plays that kind of halfway mom,
and he flirts with her anyway.
Mom role. He
flirts with her anyway, even though they never hook up. I definitely. He's a different kind of line cook summer, but he qualifies because I can totally see it. He's got a sheen.
Listen,
at all
as
times.
long as you're clear-eyed going into that, because part of another good thing about line cook summer is
no regrets.
They can actually make you feel like fucking hot shit. So if you know what I mean? Like, I remember.
That's true.
I remember
because I energy.
Worked in a restaurant, and there would be times where I was in a shit relationship and, not being noticed by my partner, but I'd go in and like line cooks like flirting with you, telling you like how pretty you look that day and stuff.
Toss some extra fries your direction.
Exactly.
Like, make a girl feel special.
That's right.
Fried potatoes, right the way to my heart,
So as long as you're responsible and you know what you're into, line cook summer can be a really fun time.
Totally. You know that you don't have any ownership over that person whatsoever.
Don't try to fix them.
Don't marry
it's a catch and release situation.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. You don't marry.
And release.
You don't marry that.
No,
That's
God forbid. But you're not fixing them. Just
be okay with like doing the walk of shame out of a garage, like early in the morning.
And it's not a garage with a door; it's a garage door.
Yeah, right. No, that's what I mean. Precisely. Like
you're like, I just need to go home. It's like
you're gonna do that stuff. You have to stand in front of it, wait for it to rise. You're holding your shoes in one hand,
just duck out.
Just some kids throwing a newspaper on the lawn. The sprinklers are
hits
going.
You right in the face. Yeah, exactly. This is a whole vibe. But I'm here for it. Okay, so Jeremy, Post Malone, and Charlie Hunnam.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
I think I know what I'm going to do.
Oh, you go first.
Okay. I'm going to marry Post Malone.
I think it's a good idea.
I like Post Malone.
I
funny.
actually think that's great.
He has grown on me so much. Like at first I was like, I get
He's
it.
funny.
I get
I like-
it. He's
have you
funny.
seen- have you
and he
seen-
doesn't take himself seriously. And you
No.
know I love that. Now, see,
Yeah.
that's the thing with Charlie Hunnam is I feel like he maybe takes himself a little too fucking seriously.
Right.
But he's going to be good in fucking bed and I'm going to fuck that guy.
yeah.
You know, I bet he will
And
be.
come on. I have to fuck somebody with the same birthday as me.
Oh,
I feel like that should be on
Charlie
your
Hunnam.
bingo card
Yeah.
for sure.
That's such an Aries thing.
It is.
It really is. It really is. I'm like, who are my birthday twins? I'm like, I've got like Spike Lee.
I think mine's like Elon Musk or something, which is even worse.
No.
Absolutely fucking not.
And yeah, no, I like that journey for you.
Yeah,
I
right?
do.
Post Malone, like I said, it really comes down to like, he just has this like, I don't take myself too seriously. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah,
We're
have
definitely
you
going to
seen-
smoke out a lot.
Have you seen that viral video of him like dancing on stage? It's so fucking funny because he cannot dance at all, but he does not care, which I thought
Yes.
is kind of very cool. Like
It's unlike the Justin Timberlake video in which he thinks he's dancing
Yes.
really well.
It's
And it's like, no, dude.
precisely, they are on the same level
Yeah.
dance wise,
Yeah.
but Justin Timberlake is taking himself very seriously, and Post Malone is not, and
Yeah.
it kind of is endearing when
Yeah.
Post Malone is doing it. Okay. Oh dear. Do you have it? You go first.
I think I do.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna fuck Jeremy Allen White.
Yeah,
I see this for you. I'm not going to lie.
He's hot.
I'm going to say
He's
it.
hot
I'm
and he's
surprised
got
you
a
didn't marry
little darkness to him.
Yes.
too.
I kind of like
him. Surprised you didn't marry him.
I also am going to marry Post Malone.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
just-
feels right.
At the end of the day, you want to end up with somebody that makes you laugh.
Yeah.
And to be honest, he looks like the only one that really could. And am I down for ordering Taco Bell from Postmates like at 2 in the morning?
Love it. It's
Yes.
so funny to
Yes.
me. I saw him on Hot Ones too, and so I know that like, oh, he's funny. Like he's very chill. Like and
And I'm going to say it. It's a hot take, but there is something really sexy about a face tattoo for me.
Oh, okay.
I think if you're Post Malone, there is for me
okay.
because I'm just like you. I never have to worry about money or you getting employed. I
It's
never have to
true.
worry about that.
It's
I'm like,
true.
if you get to a certain echelon
Yes.
of like whatever you're
Career.
into, so if you're, you know, whatever career it is, yeah, then amazing. So
Exactly.
I mean, amazing. Whatever, do whatever you want with your own face, but I think it's hot on him.
Yeah.
This is hard.
Yeah.
And I'll say why. Because my instinct is to marry Post Malone because I'm like, yeah, he's funny. He's like the funniest one. And I always I think that we would
be
have
good.
a lot of time.
You guys would be good together, like friends for sure.
Friends for sure. Oh,
Yeah.
we would be really good friends. But
But the chemistry.
and so
Yeah.
much, I do feel like he smokes a lot of weed, which I can't do. My anxiety will not allow it.
Oh,
And
I can.
also, my ex smoked so
Triggering.
much weed that like the smoke a lot of weed, order a lot of Postmates, and sit on the couch until you become the couch energy is
Too much.
something that like I don't know that I can do.
Right.
So it's hard because of the three of them, I think that he has the personality that's like we're
The
gonna have
most
so
fun.
much fucking fun together.
Right.
So I would love to friend him if that's on the table for an
It's
option.
always on the table now. I'm calling it.
Yeah.
Life's too hard.
Yeah. And I think I'm actually I don't know anything about him, but I'm gonna marry Jeremy Allen White. Is that
Yeah.
his name? I'm gonna marry him. I don't know anything about
I
him.
feel like he's definitely going to smoke a lot of weed as well.
Do you think?
I don't
Do you
know.
think?
No, I've watched The Bear. He smokes cigarettes, so
Yeah.
that's the thing that they show him doing. Or at
Okay,
least
you know what?
3
Stop.
episodes
Stop.
in.
Okay, never mind. I don't know him well enough to marry him. It's
Okay.
irresponsible of me, frankly.
Okay.
So I'm gonna marry Charlie Hunnam because actually I think that first of all he's British, so GTFO.
Oh, I thought he was.
Yes.
He's English.
Oh, I thought he was Australian for some reason. Okay.
So
sure,
I'm gonna
in.
get the fuck out of here. First
Yeah.
of all,
Yeah.
Yes.
Plus that accent.
Yeah.
Yes.
2, he looks like he would keep me really active. Like even
Yeah.
though he's like line cook summer, I feel like he would still be down to like I don't know, maybe go on a hike or something.
He would definitely want to hike with you. I feel.
Yeah,
You're
that
right.
feels good. I feel like that would be good. I feel like he would eat food I make. That's a really weird thing to say, but
No,
it's a
for
vibe
sure.
I get. Like,
Right.
He'd let me cook for him, which
He
I
might
like.
go vegetarian with you.
Oh, you know, of the 3,
He would.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna fuck the bear.
Yeah.
I feel like he has, of the three of them, he has that energy of this is a mistake, but it is going to be the best mistake of your fucking life.
Real good mistake.
It's gonna be so
I
good.
completely agree, which is why I fucked it, because it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's so I think that's there we go. I feel good about my decision here.
You're like, and I stand by it.
I stand by it.
Might as well, what, ladies? We told you what's up with Line Cook Summer, so drink responsibly.
Yeah.
Go forth and
Conquer.
do what you gotta do.
Have a good time out there. Have a good time. We do have some new patrons.
Yeah,
we want to give shout outs to. So we have Christy Gorzen. We have Reagan Davies. And then this is a person who has been in our Worsty crew since the beginning.
A true ride or die.
And
Back
they
at
just
it again.
rejoined us on Patreon. So I'm always down to give them a shout out. Rin Manzano, welcome back to Patreon. We love having you in any capacity. We love talking to you in the Facebook group. We love seeing you around on all of our socials. You've been so lovely. And to Christy and Reagan, welcome, Worsties.
Yay.
If you have any suggestions, please reach out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, you guys want to take 5 and we'll come back with stories?
I would love that.
All right.
And we're back. All right, C.
Okay. I got mine from Reddit.
Wow, you really came in with your NPR voice for this.
Shit.
Yes, I did.
She's like, I want my voice to sound like chocolate-covered strawberries.
I do. Nobody ever talks about it.
Which is weird because you definitely have the best voice.
Oh, thank you. She says, he asked if he could surprise me for our date by making the plans.
I
Good
love
start.
it. I like, some initiative.
Okay. He picked me up, drove me to the middle of nowhere, and informed me we were going on a country walk.
No.
I was in a dress and wedge shoes.
Okay, look, I love you making the initiative to make the plans, but you got to let someone know.
Right.
We were just talking about this too, because again, we just went to brunch and we were like, we don't give each other enough notice of like what we're wearing, and then we all show up looking like we like came out of different movies.
We did. That's the best way to describe it.
And so I'm like, everyone needs to be like, we just got to communicate better about like what's the activity, what are we wearing, what's the vibe, I don't want to come to a country walk wearing
dress and wedge shoes.
No.
Yeah. After almost crippling myself several times, he told me it was time to leave and get dinner. Great. He said he booked somewhere nice.
Oh, no.
It was Pizza Hut. And he hadn't booked either, so we had to wait half an hour.
I also have to say, this reminds me, my friend Sienna did text, because I remember saying that the Pizza Hut in Willard, I thought, still did sit down, Willard, Missouri. They do.
Yes.
So when we do our tour and we go through Missouri, we can go sit down red cup Pizza Hut experience.
Oh my God. Okay. I think we should actually sell that as a VIP party.
Oh my God. Yes. Your mind is brilliant, Christina.
I'm like, you want to get down on some of those like cheesy breadsticks with the marinara sauce on the side?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, let's do this.
But not a good
I
date
can
meal.
taste that right now. They're
I know,
breadsticks.
right?
They're like that thick pan
covered in whatever
buttery.
that seasoning
And the
shit is.
Parmesan, the cheese dust that they put on top.
Oh my God.
Anyways.
Wait, real quickly. I have to tell you this because Chris showed me this thing, and he's Italian, and it's funny to me. He's like somebody called the Parmesan cheese, the sprinkle, called it Italian dandruff. And he's like, will I never not call it that from now on?
I hate that. I call it shaky cheese, and I love it.
Yeah.
The kind that comes in that craft plastic.
Yeah. Of course it's shaky
cylinder.
cheese.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Incredible.
From the get-go, he spoke nonstop about his ex who dumped him a few years before.
Whoa, I'm concerned.
He told me what he expected of me as his girlfriend. He expected me to surprise him regularly wearing just lingerie. Even gave me suggestions on the best colors.
He's like, you're really a summer, so you should pick some.
You know, we're looking on you, a coral.
I've actually been wanting to see what my season
I
is.
have no clue, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Silly.
I wear a lot of autumn colors, but I don't know that that's really my vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I wasn't to talk back to him. If he said something, it'd be final, and I shouldn't try to pin him down.
Bro, we're in a Pizza Hut.
We're in a Pizza
Sir.
Hut right now. Seriously. He'd see me when it suited him. He wasn't going to work around my schedule.
Oh.
These are a lot of demands for somebody that's taking me to a fucking
We're
Pizza Hut.
actively in a Pizza Hut right now. My dude, no. You're looking around. It's just like a toddler is like on the floor covered in marinara sauce. No.
Then carried on talking about how great his ex was, who he was with for less than 3 months a few years ago.
I'm sorry. I'm worried about that ex. I'm worried about her. Like,
honestly.
Because if somebody was somebody I dated for 3 months was hung up on me and talking about me several years later.
Yeah.
That's obsessive behavior.
Honestly, the best thing that I can hope for when I've broken up with somebody is that I didn't exist. You know what I mean? It's like keep my name out your mouth.
Yeah.
kind of vibe. That's what I'd like. He drove and we were far from where I lived, so I was somewhat at his mercy, so I stuck it out. He refused to properly answer anything I asked, yet if I didn't answer properly, he'd take my fork from me to stop me eating because it was obviously distracting me.
Okay.
I wish somebody would fucking take a fork out of my hands.
Do you know the 3 people sitting here like to eat?
Yeah.
I would say. We enjoy eating. If somebody took my fork while I was in the middle of eating, the only good thing about this situation is the buttery breadsticks at this point. Like the only thing I'm like enjoying about this date. You're robbing me of even that.
Yes. Well, I'm not going to eat that with a fork anyway, so that's fine. I'm going to fucking stab you in your fucking hand if your hand comes fucking that close to me.
Well, we know that about you. Yeah, that's true.
You're like absolutely not.
None of that makes even sense to me. Like,
take my fork. Yeah.
You got some fucking nerve. I don't even like food at that much, but I will tell you what I don't like
is being treated like a second-class citizen or a child. Like,
the fury.
Do you pay my bills? Did you help raise me? Like,
the fury coming off of me right now. I'm sweating.
I asked what he did for work, and his reply was this and that, but mostly work hard.
Okay.
What does that mean?
That means you don't have a job.
CEO itself. Yeah. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Entrepreneur.
You know, I grind and I hustle and I rise and I grind.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? What?
No.
What does that mean?
I asked what his job actually entailed, and he said, it's not first date talk.
What? I'm
Maybe
sorry.
later.
Okay, but your ex-girlfriend is first date talk. All right, that's fine. Your expectations for a wife.
And what color lingerie I needed to surprise you with. Yeah. I stopped asking after that. He grabbed the piece of pizza I was eating from my hands as I was biting it and said, maybe save this for later.
I am going to
fucking bitch.
punch you in your fucking face. Get the fuck away from me, you piece of shit. You are a fucking girl.
So triggered.
I am so upset
I
right
know.
now.
This is so. But here's his reason why he took it.
Oh, no.
He said, maybe later when we've worked up more of an appetite. And then he asked what I was wearing under my dress and would it be easy to get off
Do you
in
know
the
what
car.
Do you know what I'm wearing under my clothes like 90% of the time? It's like loose cotton panties. And then like a bralette that does not match. Like,
Yeah, no, and it's
I'm all a chastity belt, motherfucker. Get away from me.
I
nothing
hate
you
that.
ever have to worry about or that you will ever see is the answer
Never,
to that.
never. You don't have to think
How
about
difficult it is to get off? Impossible. It's actually fucking impossible. You're not getting it off. No. It will never come off.
The dress and me, actually. It works both ways.
You'll never get it off.
Ever.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, I hate that. So, all right. The first date with my first real girlfriend was freshman year. Well, we know we love this already.
High school
date. We dated 5 months now. She is my best friend, second to my current girlfriend of 2 years. For some background info, she had been talking about seeing the amazing Spider-Man. So I thought, I'm going to take her there. She said yes to my amazement, but her father said no.
High school.
High school.
Yeah. Oh, freshman's still young.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, you're like 14. My mom didn't let me date at 14 either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, same. I don't think if it was a group of friends, maybe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely
I mean,
not.
would I have probably figured out how to make it happen? Yeah, I would have been deceitful. But
I
yeah.
was sneaky.
Sneaky snake for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That was a shot in my little self-esteem. Her father did not want his little girl going to a dark room with a pubescent boy.
prepubescent, I'm sure, or pubescent.
Oh, no. At the time, I didn't know how to do anything he was referring to, but that is beside the point. So, can you imagine? Her dad's like,
Keep your pubes away from my daughter.
he's just like, yes, sir. What? Oh no.
Poor baby.
God. At the time, so since I wanted to go out with this girl, I asked her father what he would allow. And he replied, and I swear to you, these are his exact words. You may, boy, take my daughter, insert name, to our front yard on a picnic with food I prepare from blank time in the day and all that.
Can I say how fucking darling it would be if someday in the future, like I have some daughter and some 14-year-old boy comes and asks me, like, do you know how much courage
I
that
actually
takes?
think that's
I think
so
that's
sweet.
fucking
It's so
adorable.
cute.
And
And
ask me,
actually-
like, what would
Okay, so I can't take her. I respect you
Yeah.
enough to say that, like, okay, I'm not going to be a sneaky snake. I can't take her to the movies, but like, I would still like to see your daughter. What could I do?
That is actually, I think that is
sorry.
incredibly mature.
So
That is
sweet.
exactly the kind of person I would want my daughter's first date to
Yes,
be with.
that's
and
so
I think
cute.
it's so cute.
And a front yard picnic actually sounds very sweet.
Adorbs, you're poor. You don't even have to spend money on food because it sounds like the dad's gonna make it.
Yeah. Dad's like, I have listened to that stupid show. What's my worst date?
At least he's not like offering ninja performances in a cabin in the woods.
Wow. That sounded like so much fun. Sarcasm. But she said she wanted me to, so I set it up. The day arrived and I put on my nicest pair of jeans.
Yep.
And
14.
and a nice shirt.
It was Slipknot. It's like a Slipknot shirt. He tucked it in.
It's the cleanest Slipknot shirt he
He
had.
put his belt on, so he's like, "That's how you know it's fancy." There's a belt.
Oh, it's so good. I got into my mom's car. And we drove over there. I got out and walked up to the door and knocked, and he opened it and said, "She will be out in a second." She came out and we sat in the grass and talked until he came out with sandwiches.
I love that was the meal the dad was going to prepare. He's like, I've got some sandwiches for you.
If it's a dad, it's sandwiches.
Yeah, and it's
on
definitely
white
like
bread.
bologna and mayo.
It might
Yeah.
be cut on a diagonal if you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
Yeah. Oh no.
I always feel so childish when I eat a sandwich that's not cut in half.
Oh. Yes.
It's just like you have this big like
Who doesn't cut a sandwich in half?
I know I always do, but I'm saying if you didn't, it's just like it feels like so much.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
Like so
Kind of
big.
monster.
I can't eat a sandwich.
No.
It has to be cut in
Has to be
half.
cut in
Yeah,
half.
diagonal.
It tastes different.
Always
Diagonal's
diagonal,
better
yeah.
because you cut the corner.
You got to start at the
first.
corner.
Yeah.
You got a starting point. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love that we all have a
I'm
method.
glad we agree.
Yes.
I thanked him and he walked away. As we ate, I turned to crack my back and I noticed the blinds of the upstairs window were wide open and there he was staring at me.
It's like that scene in Halloween when Jamie Lee
love it.
Curtis
So
looks out
funny.
and sees Michael Myers. You're like,
The date was ruined. I was petrified. I think I said two more things to her and stand at the ground the rest of the day. A half hour later, my mom showed up, and I kid you not, that man was still standing in the window.
He stood there the whole time. That's so fucking funny. Also, this is such a teenage story. It's like my
I
mom
know.
came to pick me up in her minivan.
As we stood up, she went to give me a quick hug, and I sprinted away. End of story.
Yep.
Oh my God. That was actually like really adorable.
It's so cute. It's so cute.
And then I quickly hugged her and ran.
Bye. Okay. It was a first date. I was a sophomore in college and had just moved into my very first apartment. So I had a little extra confidence, to say the least. That's true. When you're like, I'm on my own
Your
for the
first
time.
time.
You bought your
New
own
place.
You got your own sandwich bread and bologna.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're feeling fancy.
You bought white bread.
Wonder Bread even. Like
Yeah,
you didn't
you
even
did.
get the Kroger brand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. No, you got the Kroger brand because you're
You're
a poor sophomore in college who's paying rent now. Yeah.
Yeah.
One day after class, I ran into a girl that I had gotten to know during my freshman year. We chatted a bit before I asked for her phone number so we could catch up, in quotes. We all know what that means.
Yeah.
Catch up.
Yeah.
Didn't we just catch up?
No. That weekend, we went out to grab a bite to eat. I knew pretty early that this was a bad decision. About 10 minutes into sitting down at a Cheddar's, she was telling me about getting into arguments with people on Facebook. Yes.
Oh no.
And he's like, yeah, that's what I want to discuss on a first date is like all your fights you have on Facebook.
I want to know why people derive any sort of pleasure from doing
Well,
that.
that's why I got rid of my Facebook is because I would be compelled
Yeah.
to engage. And then I was just like, but for what? It never
Yeah.
makes me feel better. It never
No.
changes anybody's mind.
No.
And so it's just an energy suck, a time
Yes.
suck.
Yeah.
It's just just stop
But
it.
then, like, people whose hobby is to just like be
Troll.
online and write negative comments, I'm like,
It's so fucking
it's
weird.
so sad and
Yeah.
weird.
It's
Like,
weird.
It is desperate.
Yeah.
It's just like it makes me sad for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
But damn, she looked good. I mean, really good. I figured I could deal with it. Then this happened. Her, blah, 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 insert bad story here, blah, blah, blah. I've only been arrested 3 times, blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
Me, off in a different world and then realizing what I
sorry,
just
wait, what?
heard.
this is important information, my dude.
Rewind.
Whoa,
rewind.
wait a minute. You're not just going to skip past that. Why have you been arrested 3 times? Her. Well, I was dating this boy when I was a teenager and he was in his 20s. We got caught together and so we were both arrested. My inner thoughts, that doesn't make any sense. Why would she be arrested for that?
Right. You got caught together holding up a store.
Yeah,
You got
what
caught
are you
together.
doing?
Like,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Her. The second time was because my cousin was being jumped by 2 girls, so I jumped in to help her. My inner thoughts, okay, I guess she values family over her immediate health. That's a good thing, I'm pretty sure.
Listen.
I don't know.
You are really like,
Listen.
how hot was she that you are making
Yeah.
those kind of
the
logically?
gymnastics.
She's a family
Olympic
person.
level.
She's a family person, you guys. Her. Then the third time, my mom and I got into a bad argument. I pulled out a knife.
Oh no!
She's like, oh my God, my mom is so stupid. She walked into the knife.
No. No.
Not only did this girl stab her own mother, she blamed her mother for it.
Wow!
What the hell kind of person would stab someone and then blame it on the person who was stabbed?
Someone you should not be dating.
Someone you should not be
Damn.
dating.
I think y'all caught up.
And that's the end of the story. So I have no idea if
I
they
think
went
they
out.
caught up.
Actually, I'm so sorry. There is one more line in here that says that they did have a second date.
What?
That's
What?
my bet.
What?
We went out again the next weekend.
No.
I'm sorry.
How hot
No.
is somebody that
No.
you agree to another date
Uh-huh.
when they've admitted that they stabbed their own mother and blame their mom for it?
And we're arrested 2 other times in
Oh
kind
my
of suspicious
God.
circumstances that I need more information on.
Who-
I'm like, both
Who's
of
the hottest person you can think of?
I mean,
Michael
were-
Fassbender.
Yeah. What if he told you that his mom ran into the knife that he pulled out?
I mean, I'm
Why did you pull a
fucking
knife out?
out of there. Yeah, exactly. Even if it was a crazy accident, why did you have a knife out?
Why do you have a knife in your purse?
also, this family situation, like you're jumping into fights for your cousin outside of bars. You're you're arguing with your mom to the point where it escalates where knives are coming out. I just feel like it's a lot. It's a lot for me and it's maybe too much baggage.
Okay, time out. Big picture here. You're also stupid. this person who got it, who you got caught 3 times doing 3 stupid things. You're in a fight with somebody at the bar. You get the fuck out of there before the police show up. That's just fucking 101.
There you go.
You're like,
there you go.
I'm not saying don't fight at the bar. I'm just
what
saying
I'm telling
GTFO
you
pretty quickly.
Cassie says, don't get caught.
Don't get caught.
That's just because now I'm like, not only are you criminally,
You are the drama.
you are
You
the drama.
are the drama.
You are the drama.
Yes, it's
But
true.
also you're dumb drama, and that I can't abide.
I can't abide it.
Yeah.
Well, and
the dude
also
cannot abide.
someone to casually bring. So here's how the date went. It's like, hi, here's what I like to do. I like to fight with people on Facebook, and then I've been
Check.
arrested 3 times in
Check.
really stupid ways, and one incredibly violent way against my
Yeah.
own mother. And she got a second date.
Well, you know, you have to look at like gender too. Like, you know, if it was,
yes,
if it
that's
was
true.
flipped, the male, for whatever reason in this story, doesn't feel at danger
That's
or
right.
threatened by this woman. Whereas
Which is
if
stupid
it were
because he should.
I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
he can run into her knife same as her mom can run into her
Exactly.
knife. So I
Yeah.
feel like that's not.
but gender's reversed,
That's right.
that girl would have been like, yeah, like
Yeah.
right out of there.
No matter how
Yikes.
hot you are.
Yikes.
Whew. Well, you guys, we got to
Uh-oh.
take 5 because I've got to prep for the Tainted Love.
All right. Oh, hey, and we're back.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hey.
So Midwestern of you.
Oh, yeah.
You guys, I'm actually really stoked for
I
this
know
story.
you are. I can always tell when you're excited. Sometimes you're like nervous, and then sometimes your whole body lights up. I feel
Oh,
like you
man.
look radiant, Christina.
It's the super collider.
My Tainted Love this week, I kind of went the vibe that you guys went, where I searched outside my normal search terms.
Yeah.
And I am going to be telling you guys the story of James Hackman, Martha Ray, and the 4th Earl of Sandwich.
Oh my God.
Let's go.
I feel like I know this story.
We've got sandwich
think
vibes all day. Let's
No,
go.
I really think I know this story.
I got a lot of my information from this incredible blog called penandpension.com and some Wikipedia, Murderpedia. So, James Hackman was born in 1752, the Georgian period in England. His grandfather was a ship's carpenter, and his father was in the Navy. They were not like poor, but not like gentleman
Not like
status.
rich.
No,
Oh, sure.
they weren't. They weren't considered gentlemen. His uncle, though, Hyde Mathis, was the only one in the family to achieve a modest gentlemanly status, and may have been the one who provided James with the necessary money to get a commission as an officer.
You know, can we please talk about like rich aunties, rich uncles? Like that's all I want to be. I'm like, I want to be a rich auntie. I just want to be a benefactor to like all the like children in my life.
I
I'm
want
like, what
a
do you,
rich auntie.
What do you need? You need to go to college. Rich aunties got you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Hyde was that for sure. And so even as an unfashionable foot regiment, an officer was expected to foot the bill for his own uniform, sword, mess bills, and gambling debts.
Well, the gambling does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that makes
feels-
sense. That
yeah.
tracks.
I feel like that's reasonable.
I mean, that's-
yeah. What if you were like, no, the military needs to pay for this?
They're like,
Get the taxes. Get the taxpayers on
You'd
this
think
shit.
he'd at least, get a sword, though.
yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah.
arm.
Like the other
I
stuff,
do
I'm like, I do
agree.
feel, yeah.
Feels a little fucked up. Yeah.
He never saw any action, and his main duty seemed to lie in recruiting. It was this recruitment effort that would take Ensign James Hackman to Hitchingbrook House, the home of the 4th Earl of Sandwich, who was also the First Lord of the Admiralty. He would be remembered for mostly 2 things. The first being the one responsible for losing the 13 colonies by not coppering all the Navy ships.
Yep.
But the second reason is that he's apparently the first person to ask for meat between 2 slices
There we
of bread.
go. And we're forever grateful. I love a sandwich.
Now, the exact circumstances are up for debate, but most say it's because he was an inveterate gambler at the card table and would not want to take the time to have a meal during his long hours of playing.
It tracks. I'm with
This
it.
is absolutely correct. That it cannot be just speculation.
Oh, I
that
think it's
makes
amazing.
the most sense.
It makes
Just like,
perfect
I can't
sense.
leave and have have a meal.
Get
And
me
so-
the meat between the breads. Just bring it over.
I mean, haven't we all been there with the sandwich? It's
Yeah.
like I'm working.
Kinda
I'm
like
like
for a
doing something
meal.
else. Like I just need something nutritious between 2 pieces of bread, please.
Yeah.
I have been getting so into sandwiches lately because when I stopped eating meat, I was like, goodbye sandwiches.
Yeah.
But
No.
no. Like veggie sandwiches are the fucking shit.
You can do
Okay.
it.
You can do
it.
that shit up.
Yeah. And so like other people at the card table will be like, that shit looks fire.
That looks put some sauce on that.
And
Do
so
you have some aioli that you can put?
as you
Y'all got any mayo over there? And they're like, what?
Like, I don't know, we could jazz this up,
Yeah.
razzmatazz this, you know?
So they would be like, give me the same as sandwich. And then that started to shorten until they'd be like, they just called it a sandwich. So this is also the only really nice thing attributed to him, as history paints him as incompetent and corrupt, with the famous saying being, seldom has any man held so many offices and accomplished so little.
Can we change the name of sandwich? I feel like an inadequate man should not be like, he doesn't deserve that.
It was just
Doesn't
some
deserve something
rich
so
guy that
delicious.
liked to gamble and
I don't
yeah.
like it. We should
There you
rename
go.
it. Rename it something else.
And really, we're not even diving into his ties to the Hellfire Club, which could be its own Tainted Love at one point, because that is its own thing. It is separate from this, but look into that. That's some that's some bananas stuff. There is a lot of information.
Well,
there,
I look forward to hearing that from
I
you
was
in
just
the
going to
future,
say,
Christina.
I actually really do now want you to tell me all
Yes.
about it.
So now the Earl of Sandwich was married to, which his real name was, he was a Montague. The Montagues were very
Really?
Yes, and they still are earls of Sandwich, which is around Kent, I think.
It
in
makes me
England.
laugh.
So,
I'm such a child. Every time you say Earl of Sandwich, I'm like,
I know, it really is. He was married to Dorothy Fane, daughter of the first Viscount Fane, and she gave him a son and heir. Unfortunately, her health quickly deteriorated and she went mad. So they locked her in an
Something to look
apartment
forward
in
to.
Windsor Castle.
wow, amazing.
Was-
It's been great to be a woman forever. They're like, oh, you're not feeling well? We're gonna put you in this attic room. Yeah.
Windsor
I mean,
Castle.
at
Don't worry
Windsor
about it.
Castle, listen, hear me out. Hear me out.
Yes.
You're in a castle.
Yeah.
They're feeding you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go all yellow wallpaper. I can't.
Here's the thing. Can I have books? Can I?
Well, yeah, it seems
You know what I
like.
mean?
I
yeah,
mean,
but your mental health is all fucked up. They're like, we're not going to take care of that. We're just going to lock you in this
No,
room.
but what if you
it's-
pretended just so you could get?
just to be alone,
Yeah.
just be like,
All right.
I don't
Oh,
want to do
I mean,
this
that
shit.
is
don't
kind of
feel well.
something-
I have the vapors, and they're like,
that
"You
might
know
be
what?
something I would
See
do
what I'm
for
saying?
some alone time. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah.
So during all this, he started an affair with a very talented opera singer, Martha Ray. Martha was the good-looking, intelligent daughter of a corset maker and caught the notice of several of her father's wealthy patrons.
I bet he.
I don't love that. Actually, it's like, oh, all of Dad's weird old friends like
Gross.
me.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. Well, she was snatched up at 17 by Sandwich, and she would live comfortably with him for years, bearing 9 children for him. When she wanted some space, Sandwich also provided her with her own residence in Westminster and gave her a generous allowance. At this time in history, this was like one of the best hopes for life for a woman.
Oh, yeah, she had a good gig.
Yeah.
That's
Being a wealthy gentleman's mistress or a kept woman gave a woman relative freedom and autonomy.
she was a sugar baby.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
going to lie. I did text our editor, Thomas, and his wife like last week, and I was like, I don't want to be in this office anymore. Am I too old to be a sugar baby? Am I?
Girl,
too
you
old.
ain't too old for feet pics. I've actually
Amen, girl.
looked, and
I
actually,
don't have
because I'm
great
like,
feet.
no,
They're fine.
that's even better.
oh, my feet are gonna get so good.
fucking
You
great.
make more money if your feet have character.
Cassie, you
Oh,
have
shit.
a very unique pinky toe.
I
feel
know,
like
I do.
You could
You know that Quentin
maximize.
Tarantino has like a thing for like that.
What?
Yeah, I heard that.
I'm telling
Listen,
you.
everybody, let's quit our jobs. I'm done.
Somebody did a TikTok where they were like, if you ever need money, go buy yourself a 25 pack of panties
I mean, that
for
I would do.
$25
Yup.
and then sell them bitches for $25 a piece.
That's right.
Online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
you know.
Yes.
work smarter, not
Yes.
harder out there, everybody.
Listen, we have a meeting after this. I'd like to put that on the
Okay,
agenda.
it's on the agenda.
Got it. Great.
But yeah, it's like, and I mean, I've read so much about that time period just because I am like a Jane Austen fan, and Georgian and Regency period dynamics are really interesting to me. I read that book, the Covent Garden Ladies. And really, really fascinating.
And that was what that show was based on, right? On Hulu.
The one that you introduced me to, Harlots.
Harlots.
Yeah, it was based on
Harlots,
that book.
Harlots.
Yes. So, yeah, it's marriage in Georgian and Regency England was rarely the romance depicted by Jane Austen in the male-dominated world. Also, at this time, about 1 in 5 women in London worked as sex workers.
1 in 5?
In 5.
Wow.
In one area, like a few blocks, only a few blocks on, they were estimating that about 30,000 active sex workers were working.
Hold on. Why did there need to be so many?
Because there was nothing fucking else for women to do to feed themselves and their children.
Yeah, that's it.
That
What else could you do?
They couldn't get jobs. They couldn't do.
Yeah.
That is so
1 in 5. 20
But I just
fucking
mean-
percent in London.
Okay, never mind. I mean, yes, it makes sense from the women's point of view. I was just saying, like, that seems like a lot in relation to the male population.
Well,
terms of,
also,
like,
when you look at, like, what male activities were in the day, like I was telling you about, the Earl of Sandwich was very active in Hellfire Club, which was like this, I think the motto of it was like, do what you will. And it was, so things were like... And to be a wife during this time period, you're expected to be okay with the fact that your dude is off supporting other women and like doing stuff with other women, whether it be sex workers or mistresses or what have you.
Yeah.
So like,
well, and honestly, I mean, look at the story I told last week, which was, you know, I mean,
exactly.
her husband was like, yeah, it's fine.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I truly, actually, I don't have a problem with like ethical non-monogamy. Like if everybody involved is like, yeah, no, we're good with this, like we're polyamory or ethical non-monogamy or whatever you're doing, that's fine. But that's not what's happening here, because the power dynamics at play are skewed in one direction that it's gross, actually. Yeah.
So actually, like, Martha's actually living probably one of the best case scenarios in this world. You know, she is like I said, 1 in 5 women in London at that time worked as sex workers.
I don't know. Hear me out. I'm still going to go back to that room in Windsor and say that maybe she is maybe living.
You're like, we don't know.
Yeah, I didn't look into so much as what happened when they called her. And it was like weird the way that they termed it. That it was like a French or Italian phrase, meaning like the insanity or what have you. So I'm like, I'm not sure.
Argue so not Jane Eyre, but a Jane Eyre type situation with a good family. That's the best one. It's just like you are a single governess.
Yep.
You just get to like hang out and teach kids French.
Yep.
And like you don't have to get
a
married.
Small dog.
Yeah. You get to like live in somebody's big ass house.
Yep.
They take care of all of your room and board.
Yeah.
That actually seems like the best case scenario. You don't have to fuck with men at all. Like you're just like, I mean, unless you fall in love with one who happens to have their wife locked up in the attic. I mean, in which case, an issue.
Right.
Yeah.
Continue, sorry.
So, to his credit, Sandwich seems to have been in love with Martha, but as his gambling began to wreck his finances, Martha began to worry that her future was not so secure with him. And being a woman with limited options, she may have been flirting a little bit with Sandwich's visitors because she was trying to secure the bag. Yeah. So, anyways, here comes Ensign Hackman, and he's absolutely entranced by Martha.
How hot was Martha?
Martha was pretty
hot,
but she's a decade older than Ensign Hackman. When
we love it. Did she look like Sandra Bullock?
I know.
That's what I want to know.
I mean,
there's portraits of her. Yeah,
as I only get older, every year.
I love this. I love this for us.
Yeah.
Now, exactly what passed between them beyond just politeness is unknown. She was very settled as Sandwich's mistress and not known to be promiscuous, but Hackman was besotted, so he went forth to improve his fortune. So he resigns his military commission in 1776. Convenient, right?
Wow, yeah. He's like, I don't want to make it all the way over there. No, thank you.
And by 1778 was seeking ordination in the Church of England. Not for religious
I was
sake.
about to say, is he trying to become hot priest?
He is. He's trying to get that coin.
Yeah,
because you see, if you were a priest during that time,
money.
as we all know from reading Pride and Prejudice, you can have a Mr. Collins situation because, like, you get an estate that you're the parish of. They give you money, so the better the parish. Sometimes priests were really wealthy.
Oh, hell yeah!
And if you had a wealthy patron like Mr. Collins did in Jane Austen, then they would give you even more money. So he was thinking, oh, if I can get this, I can get Martha to see she can have a good life with me.
Yeah.
But he wasn't religious. He had never had any higher education. So he literally has no qualifications for this whatsoever.
So hold on, I'm sorry.
He's a white man, right?
Yes. So he got it.
It's gonna be fine. Yeah, of course. You're like, absolutely never worry about it. But I have a question, and so a priest in this time can be married. It's not just like a pastor or a reverend. It's like a priest.
Yeah, they can be married.
Okay.
And so
I don't think you can move up though, right? You can only stay a priest. Like you can't move into like different positions.
Yeah, because I know like reverends, pastors, like those types of people, of course, like they have wives and families, but like Catholic priests don't get married.
Yeah,
now.
He's not Catholic. Though.
Oh, I see. Okay.
This is Church of England.
Oh,
so it's a Protestant.
Yes, that makes sense. There we go.
Is it Protestant?
Yeah,
Church of England.
It is. Yeah,
they're
this
Protestant.
is after the Reformation.
I just didn't know that they were called priests still.
Yeah, no. Well, first he was ordained a deacon. Then he was ordained a priest 4 days later.
Okay.
And a few weeks after that, he got hooked up with a living of Wiveton in Norfolk. So it was a very good estate. He would have been receiving around £200 a year, which would have been really good for a very comfortable middle class life. But he was like seriously delusional if he thought that kind of money was going to be enough for Martha.
Not Earl of Sandwich money. It's not, you don't got that sandwich money. You don't got
sandwich coin, okay? So like, I don't know what you're thinking. So, but on April 7th, 1779, which by the way, so he got that. Yeah. He immediately went to London. He never went to that parish.
Whoa.
So talk about
everybody's in church on Sunday like, where is he? They're like looking at the door.
We did get a new guy, right?
Is he coming? Or
is he coming? Oh, okay.
He stood up his parish.
Yeah, pretty much. He never went.
Wow.
He's like, you guys got this, right?
Yeah, you're fine. I'm sure
I'll be there when I get there.
Did I get the coins? Did I get the check? Oh, okay. All right, cool. Okay. We're cool. I'll see you guys. So on April 7th, 1779, crowds gathered around Covent Garden Theatre in London after a performance of a popular comic opera at the time called Love in a Village. The night was warm, so even at 11:15 p.m., there were a lot of people milling about, waiting to get into carriages, to go wherever. So Martha Ray and her friend, another singer called Katerina Galli, were about to board their own carriage when a gentleman in black came up with 2 pistols, shooting one at Martha's head and another at his own. Martha was killed instantly, but the assailant completely missed himself.
Did you miss yourself?
Yeah.
You can't. Okay.
It does it a bad aim.
And then he started to beat himself with the discharged pistols, screaming for anyone around to kill him.
Hold on. Did that gun only have 2 bullets in it? You did not plan well.
I don't know the pistol situation. 1779.
Did he have to reload? He shot her.
It's like a musket.
1 second. 1 sec. Everyone
pouring black powder, and then he's got the Kuma. Yeah, I don't think it were muskets, but I am also not sure that he put more than 1 bullet in the gun or what have you. But
that's just bad planning.
He starts to beat himself. Wait, how do you miss yourself?
Yeah, you think you would put it right against your head, unless I don't know, was it a really big gun? Musket?
Maybe it was a musket. Maybe it was.
Oh, man. So the assailant was obviously quickly apprehended and identified as Hackman and taken away, and the media went bananas. Especially when, at his trial 11 days later at the Old Bailey,
That's fast.
he pleaded not guilty.
Sir.
Well, shit was fast back then. Remember when I told the first murder trial in America? They were like,
true.
shit happened like same day or next day. Like they were like, we are getting the show on the road.
Yeah. Honey, people saw you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, his defense centered on the fact that he was not of sound mind when he committed the murder and shouldn't be held responsible for his actions.
One of these.
His put on pious and penitent demeanor began to make him very popular in the media.
What? I'm sorry. They just need to call some people from that parish to be on the stand. They're like, he
wait a
never
second.
showed up.
Never showed up.
I just want to say.
Just no call, no show. We've been sitting there on Sundays
I don't think
waiting for the Lord's word.
I don't think he's as pious as you think he is, because
like,
he never
and we
stepped
can't
foot in our
read,
church.
so.
I'd like to object.
Yeah. So, and Martha, who began the story as an innocent victim, began to be perceived as a flirt
Of course.
or a
Okay.
siren who
fucking hate
lured
everything.
Hackman to madness. Sandwich's utter failure in the war could also be seen as tainting the story and making it more lurid
How's
than it
that
was.
her problem?
Exactly. It's always the woman.
Yeah.
Hackman was stalking.
She wasn't so fucking pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically,
clearly.
the media was saying like that Martha was just like a flirt and was like made Hackman fall in love with her and then rejected his advances.
You know,
and so of course he went mad and he killed her.
I feel like we've talked about this on this podcast several times before, but it's worth repeating for this story. Do we not feel like that is insulting to men?
Yes.
Like, I just feel like that's so insulting.
No control over yourself.
Yeah,
men.
that like, wow, like they are so smart and conniving and cunning that they are able to do this thing. And you, this helpless
no
idiot,
control.
have no control over it. And like, what? Like, I feel like there should be more men who are upset about that narrative, because I'm just like, it makes y'all look really fucking stupid.
You just look stupid.
Exactly.
Honestly.
So yeah, the real reality, and when historians are able to look back today, it's a simple case of like Hackman was straight up stalking Martha, sending her tons of letters that most of the time she would never open and throw away, and wouldn't give him the time of day. And so eventually he got all up in his fucking feels and decided to shoot her.
and very conveniently missed himself.
Yeah, very conveniently.
Yeah.
Now, the judge very quickly dismissed his insanity plea, and he was scheduled to be hanged.
I appreciate that. The judge was like, I'm actually a progressive male feminist, and it's a no from me, dog, actually.
Yeah. He said no. And his execution drew a huge and very sympathetic crowd.
Gross.
Media continued for years about this case, with publishers even forging and making up correspondence between the two until for years and years later. Martha was seen as complicit and even deserving of her fate. A popular book, Love and Madness by Herbert Cross, was seen as the facts of the case, when really it was outright fraud that still somehow somewhat seeps into modern accounts at times. In reality, though, he is recognized as one of the first documented cases of erotomania. Martha Ray was buried in a vault under a pew at St. Nicholas Church, and during renovations in 1824, the vault was rediscovered and her remains moved to an unmarked grave in the churchyard.
Oh.
However,
Unmarked. I don't
in
like that.
1920, the then Earl of Sandwich, George Montague, had a tombstone erected over her grave.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's actually, I mean, that's a
very-
lovely ending. I mean, because I wasn't feeling good. So
I left you.
you
I
left,
like
you
that.
left us on an
I
up
appreciate
note
that.
because, man, that's
Yeah,
upsetting.
I was mad, and then was like, you know, at the
Dude.
end of the day, most modern like historians and the stuff what the Pen and Pensions blog was saying is that most people recognize it for what it was. Like at the time, it's just society's sexism and everything like that, and then it was just a way of selling newspapers because it was a story that made more sense. It was a more lurid story. If
Of
Martha
course.
was this
But you know
siren,
what?
this
Yeah.
Machiavelli
But
behind
we have
the
to look
scenes.
at why does that story, because it's not just that time period, it persists to this
Still.
day, and
Yep.
it's like, why does that story, why is that so alluring to people? Why are they willing to buy it the way that they're willing to buy it forever?
I think because people want violence to have a reason because it makes them feel safer.
Yeah, but I think
because the other option is that you can just be going about your day and someone comes up and shoots you in the back of the head.
Absolutely.
Because they are obsessed with you.
Absolutely. But like, I think that there is something to be said for like, why is the story always focused on the woman was the problem?
That's right.
And that makes us feel better. And it's not just men who do this.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a lot of people
women will do this. Nancy Grace has made a whole living out of it.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly.
and there is like a lot of that happens, and it just comes down to like, we are so deeply ingrained societally. It is a systemic issue at this point to place the blame on women because it makes us feel safer.
Right.
And like, why does it make us feel safer? And it continues to this day. I was having this conversation with Anthony because a podcast he listens to, Tiger Belly, Bobby Lee and his girlfriend who have been together for 10 years, they host it together. They just broke up. Their last episode was about their breakup. They're going to keep doing the podcast. But for years, she's gotten bullied like horribly by his fans online who are constantly like, you're a gold digger, you're a this, you're a that. Damn. Just like attacking. And even this, where they put out this episode together where they're like, it's nobody's fault. We're moving forward. It's okay. Like, we're sad, but like, it's fine.
It's her fault.
She's getting so much shit. And I'm just like, they just hate women. Like, they just hate women. Like, there is no, like, for you to be murdered like that in a society that already forced you into a position where being a kept woman was an ideal state for you.
And the only real like opportunity to actually...
It's just it's what a bummer. I mean, great story. Amazing. But
oh man, aren't you guys glad to be women?
Oh, it's amazing. It's a great time.
It's so great.
Well, what have you guys been watching?
I do feel like I need to issue just a little. Last week, I think it was last week, I said that if you liked the movie Fresh, because I watched the movie Fresh, you should read the book Tender as the Flesh, which I still really enjoyed that book. Enjoyed feels like the wrong word to use because having just finished it, it is one of the most disturbing things I have ever read.
Wow.
In my entire life. Like, not weird. I remember being on this podcast and being like, Bunny was weird. It's not weird. It's like very, very disturbing and graphic.
Wow.
And like, truly, I just want to say on this podcast, because I was just like, read this if you liked that. Please read the trigger warnings before you go into reading that book. I still think that it's kind of like as a piece of art, I really enjoyed it a lot. But
should we keep an eye out on this author? Or
well, no, it's not quite that. It's just like there's themes in it and like very graphic things in it that I feel like not everybody is going to want to consume. And so like, definitely, I don't want it to come across as like I'm recommending this book. Sometimes it's a case of like, I liked it, doesn't mean I'm recommending it.
Sure.
Read the trigger warnings before you get in there.
Good call.
But what I just started reading is the Turnaway Study, talking about, speaking of women, and it is a book written by a PhD, a person with a PhD who is also a gynecologist, who did a study for 10 years looking at the effects of women who were 1,000 women who were able to obtain an abortion and women who came in too late to obtain an abortion. And for 10 years, they tracked what their life was like,
That's so fascinating.
Wow.
Because previously the only comparisons that were done were between women who had abortions and women who had given birth, which the circumstances are very, very different.
Yeah.
So like tracking people who wanted abortions and either received them or didn't, and like what the consequences there. And it's just the facts, ma'am. Like it's just like, these are just the facts of like what we found out.
Yeah.
And I'm only
not an opinion based. It's just
it's the facts, and we've spoken to these women, and like this is what we have. And I'm only a couple chapters in, but it feels very valuable.
Makes
as a read.
me think of that documentary from back in the day. God, I want to say it came out around like 2000 or something, called Freakonomics.
Oh, I didn't watch it, but I know what you're
there's
talking about.
There's a whole section on it where they show like exactly how fucking terrible it is for the economy. So if for nothing else, if you are a true capitalist and you love money so much, what a fucking awful effect this is going to have on our economy. But beyond that, just like looking at just the facts again, like what it does to a country when it
it was very interesting reading it, because the whole introduction of it, obviously this was written before Roe v. Wade was overturned, so the whole introduction of it was talking about like, you know, the Trump administration wanting to overturn Roe v. Wade, and like, so this is why this study is important to be released now and all those things. So it's I obviously got it because Roe v. Wade was overturned, and I was like, maybe this is a book I should read right now.
Yeah, I really want to pick that up.
Yeah,
sounds
really interesting.
It so far it is interesting. I feel like I made this mistake with Tender as the Flesh.
Yeah.
I'm only a couple chapters in. Please don't. If there's some weird shit at the end,
you're like, actually pause and
I'll let you know.
I'm on page.
Check back in next week.
I'll let you know.
I have actually been watching The Bear. I feel like it gives me I need to trigger warnings for it, because it really like brought me back to like the restaurant space.
That's what I've heard
and everything.
I don't think I can do that.
Especially for those that there are some moments where he talks about when you get to a certain level of fine dining, how intense it can be to work under those conditions and that sort of thing. So I think it's a really, really good show. So I've been enjoying it.
Awesome. I actually have been listening to a book, because that has been my new thing to kind of do in my downtime. And I'm listening to The Guest List by Lucy Foley.
Oh, I've read all of them.
Okay.
The Guest List, The Paris Apartment, and The Hunting Lodge.
What is this?
Okay. It's very Agatha Christie so
I love
far.
it.
Yeah.
She goes between characters.
So it's narrated by all the different people in the thing, which to me feels very...
I love it.
I like Agatha Christie style. Like you kind of get different perspectives as you go through. So you're seeing it through different lenses as you move through the story. I'm only about an hour in, so I'm not super far in, but so far it's pretty good.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I did like it. There's I feel like the one she put out this year, The Paris Apartment, was my least favorite. I think that The Guest List and The Hunting Lodge, I think is what it's called, I liked them better.
Well, this is on the Reese Witherspoon list,
book
club list, and we have a special thing that we're kind of semi-following.
I mean, I've kind of fallen off of that book list.
Have you?
I have, but
okay.
I am 43 books into my 50 book
challenge.
Nice. So I feel okay about it.
Yeah. That's great.
Yay.
Well, hey, if you guys have something that we should read or watch, or you have FMK suggestions or bad date stories, reach out to us at our one-stop shop of website. It's myworstdatepodcast.com. And we love you so much.
Cheers.